Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's Dani. In today's video, I'm gonna show you how to knit this beautiful and summery wrap. It is a super nice, fresh and airy shawl that you can knit for the summer. It is very simple and it is perfect for the chilly nights or the evenings whenever you are at the beach, by the lake, or anywhere in general. Before we get into the pattern, I just want to remind you that you have all the details, the written instructions, the materials and everything, the dimensions, everything that you need to know on my blog. The link is in the description box of this video. And now without further ado, let's get into the pattern. So for this shawl, I'm going to be using 4 balls of this yarn. This one is Color Theory by Lion Brand, which is number 4, medium worsted weight, and I'm using this beautiful color called Peacock. And the yarn is 100 grams, so you will need 400 grams of acrylic. I'm also gonna be using my pair of scissors and my 6mm knitting needles with a 32-inch core minimum. You will also need your tapestry needle and optional a row counter and a crochet hook to cast off the stitches. Now with your preferred method, you're going to cast on 91 stitches. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to be making a small sample, and if you want to modify the width of your shawl, you need to cast on an uneven number of stitches. So again, for the shawl, I'm making 91 stitches. I'm casting on 91 stitches, and the final dimensions are going to be in my blog. So don't forget to check that out. The link is in the description box of this video. Once you have your 91 stitches, now from row 1 to 6, you're going to work the garter stitch, which is basically just knitting all the time. So you're going to knit across the first row, the second, the third, all the way until row 6. So just continue knitting away. Here I go to row 2, and again just continue knitting to create the beautiful garter stitch, and this is for the beginning of the wrap. 6 rows of garter stitch, so continue knitting until you complete your 6 rows. Now for row 7, this is going to be the first row with the holes that we're making. So this is the eyelet stitch, and we're going to knit 1, knit 2, and then we're going to yarn over and purl 2 together. And in here, as you can see, this is how I do my purl stitch. I know everyone might make it different. That's totally fine. As long as your stitch is nice and not twisted, you're doing a good job, so don't worry about that. Okay, and we're gonna do it again. Yarn over just like so, and then purl 2 together. So it's a little bit hard in here because my needles are not the most pointy needles, but they're still my favorite. So now continue, yarn over, purl 2 together, yarn over, purl 2 together, all the way across your row until you have only 1 stitch left. Once we have 1 stitch left, you're going to knit that last stitch. And this is how it should be looking. Now for the next row, we're going to knit, and in here between row 7 and the next row with the holes, we're going to make 4 rows of garter stitch. So in here again, you're going to knit across the row, and as you can see, inserting my needle in here from the back and in here from the front. This is just because of how the stitch is presented to me. This is the way I do it, so my stitches are not twisted. But again, please don't worry about that and do it however it is more comfortable for you and however you know how to do it. Just knit across the row, and then you're going to do another 3 rows of knitting or garter stitch. So now in here, as you can see, we're gonna continue knitting until we have in total 4 rows of garter stitch. Now for the next row, which will be row 12, we're going to make the next rows of holes, and in this case you're going to knit 1, yarn over, knit the second stitch, yarn over, knit again, yarn over, and you're gonna continue repeating the sequence all the way across your row. Knit, yarn over, knit, yarn over, knit until you get to the end, and you're going to do your last yarn over and knit the last stitch. Now you are gonna have almost double the amount of stitches on your needle. Don't worry, that's gonna be gone in 2 seconds. So for row 13, you're going to knit the first one and then drop the yarn over stitch from the previous row. Again, we're going to knit and then drop the yarn over from the previous row. Knit, drop the yarn over, knit, and drop the yarn over. This is going to make our stitches super long, and it's gonna give that really open look for your stitches. Just make sure you're not dropping the stitch rather than the yarn over. So do this row carefully, and then you can give it a little pull in here to make sure the stitch is nice and open, and this is how it should be looking like. Now, because we did 1 row, we're gonna make now another 3 rows of knitting or garter stitch. So every time that we are making a row of either the eyelets or the drop yarn over, we're having 4 rows of garter stitch in between, and that counts the row that we drop the stitches. That's the first row too. So in between these rows, we're gonna have 4 rows or garter stitches. So now we're gonna continue repeating. Now we would have another row of the eyelets, 4 rows of garter stitch, and then another row of the drop yarn over. So now that we have that, we're gonna pretend that this is the end of my shawl, and you're gonna knit until your shawl measures 59 inches. And you want to finish also in one of the 2 rows, either the eyelets or the yarn over dropped. And then, same as the beginning, we did 6 rows of garter stitch. You're gonna finish your wrap with 6 rows of garter stitch as well. So in here I have my 6 rows, and then now all we gotta do is cast off. And this is obviously pretending that this is the end of our shawl. It's not gonna take this quick, but you get the point. So to cast off your stitches, all you gotta do is knit the first stitch, knit the second one, and then you're gonna grab that first stitch and you're gonna slip it over the second and off the needle. And you're gonna repeat that again. You're gonna knit the following stitch, grab the previous one and slip it over and off the needle. And you can continue doing that with your knitting needles, or you could also use your crochet hook to make it easier. I've shown you guys this technique multiple times before, but it never gets old. It's a good reminder that you can use your crochet hook to cast off your stitches way faster. And you're gonna do the exact same thing, but then you just pass it as if it was a slip stitch in crochet, which is amazing and way faster. So you can do that as well. And now that's about it. Those are the repeat rows that you have to do, and you can just relax and knit in any colors that you like. The written instructions are on my blog. I'm hoping that the video was clear enough for you guys to understand. It's a very simple stitch pattern, very simple project, and we are combining a couple of stitches that are nice and give this shawl a nice and open and very airy look. As you can see in here, it is super flowy, the drape is amazing, and I can only imagine for even a summer wedding to wear this beautiful wrap. It's just so nice. I am really happy with how it turned out. So I hope you guys enjoy it too. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it already. If you have any questions, please leave them down below, and check out the blog so you can have all the information, the measurements, and everything that you need to know. As always, is going to be listed in the description below. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!
I'm there before the setting sun, for you to fall into my arms.